Hello everyone, I'm Ella Coiner and welcome to our Triton Talk. Today I'm here with Lily Schwartz from sailing.
Hi.
So let's get started. So you were an Eastman Scholar here at Eckerd. Can you tell me a little bit what it is and how you like it so far?
Yeah, so I'm in the Eastman Citizenship and Leadership program here at Eckerd, and it's a program that's similar to Ford, if you guys know what that is, but you basically apply your sophomore year, and part of the application process is you have to find something that you see is wrong in the world, something that is like kind of in your wheelhouse, something that you want to work to fix. And something that I noticed that was wrong was socioeconomic diversity in the sport of sailing and general accessibility to natural resources. So I basically put that in my application and said, I want to work to fix this. I promise I'm a leader, please let me into the program. And then eventually I was let into the program. It's 5 people from a sophomore class, and then that application goes every year. So I kind of became part of this Eastman cohort with 4 other great student leaders. And then it's a 2-year program, so I'm in it for junior and senior year. And we have to do a bunch of requirements such as travel, research, volunteer, internship. But then also it's like a normal class. So we have seminar every Wednesday night and we meet and we talk about a whole bunch of things.
That's good. And how did you get started with that? How did you get involved? What was your main reason why you wanted to join this program?
Well, I'm sure that when you were like a freshman or sophomore, we heard about all these things we could apply to, and it's a little bit overwhelming. Well, one of my professors kind of pulled me aside and was like, hey, I think that you'd be really great for this program. And I was like, okay, yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing Ford. And he was like, no, you should definitely apply for this. So then once I got my eyes set on Eastman, because it was more focused towards leadership and action and less about research, and that sounded a little bit more intriguing to me than research, I was like, you know what, I'm not even applying for Ford. I'm only applying to Eastman. This is what I want. I'm going to make it happen. And it was like, yeah, I didn't know if I was going to get it, but I got fairly lucky.
That's really good. And throughout this program, you've done a lot of volunteer hours. Can you tell me more about what you did and how you came about it?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things about the Eastman program is it's focused all around service. So we want to make sure that we're serving our community in any way that we can. So not only do we serve as a cohort, so our entire group of juniors and seniors, we have service days where we go to either local food pantries or Feed Tampa Bay, or any sort of kind of nonprofit organization. We also have to do our own service. So I knew that my project was going to be centered around accessibility to natural resources. Mm-hmm. So my first service that I did was with the Edible Peace Patch. So I just volunteered at local schools teaching food literacy and gardening to 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade classes. And that was kind of my first thing I did once I got into the program. And then from then, my internship was actually with a program called Courageous Sailing in Boston this summer. So I moved up to Boston for the summer, and I worked at this accessible sailing nonprofit where it's a community sailing organization and not a yacht club. And I worked with children at Boston City schools there, and then I worked up through the pipeline to be their instructor and trainer. So I basically trained these kids who came into the program young to be full-on coaches and instructors in the sailing world moving forward.
Yeah, you kind of answered my next question, but with this program, I heard it goes with travel opportunities. So
yeah.
How was that for you? Where did you go, and what experiences did you face?
So, right, the first thing was my internship in Boston. That was the first thing I used travel-wise, because I'm very lucky. I get a scholarship fund to kind of pursue what I want to do to fix this larger issue. So my first one was Boston. I lived there for the summer. Last summer I had the internship. That was amazing. But then I also had to fulfill a travel aspect too. And a lot of my other cohort will do like a study abroad, so they'll study a specific class in a country, although they're going to do something that's a little bit more study related or research related. But because mine was focused around sailing, like that's the vessel I used to study natural resource and accessibility, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I basically challenged myself to do a self-discovery journey, and I sailed from Ohio to Canada. So Wow. It was like a 48-hour trip, and I was gonna do it by myself because I thought, I might as well challenge myself, make it a little fun. But it ended up being over the hurricane, and I had my college roommate with me, and then one of my other best friends was home from Ohio, and then my high school best friend was home. So I decided to do this kind of all-girl boat where I had all these girls who didn't know how to sail, and I was like, come on, let's go do this like little trip. It'll be fun, I promise. I won't kill you. And we left from Ohio on like a Friday, and we got to Canada on like a Saturday night, and we spent the night. Literally, we're the only ones there. We like walked around. They didn't even check our passports, nothing. And we're like, there's literally like no record of us being in this country, but we're here, I promise. And then we sailed back the next day and So yeah, it was like a whole weekend endeavor, and it was really fun. And I learned basically through that trip that the reason I care so much about sailing and spreading it and making it accessible for everyone is just because it's a vessel for community. And I was able to spend 3 days stuck on a boat with 3 of my best friends, and all we did was talk and laugh, and nothing better than that.
That's good. So with this Eastman program, did you learn anything about yourself or about other people that you want to share maybe?
I mean, I definitely think like the community aspect. I was always someone that maybe I was a little like apprehensive about community. I'm a very individual, I'm a very independent person, but I think learning after the like spending time with my cohort, spending time doing service, and just spending time studying all of these different aspects, because every week we study a different thing in my Eastman class itself. So there's so many different aspects to the program. There's like my own personal journey, and then there's also in this class working with my Eastman community. I learned the value of community and the value of like having each other. And I think my self-discovery journey, my sail to Canada, like definitely solidified that for me, because it was so important that my girls were with me and I wasn't doing it alone. Because if I was alone, I think I would have been like cranky, seasick, and just like, oh, when is this over? But at least when I was with like my 3 other girls, like we were all seasick together, and then it's just funny.
Yeah. So this is your 3rd year now at Eckerd.
4th. I'm a senior.
4th.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the best experience that you've had here at Eckerd?
I think I have to go back to community. I like the little mundane things. I like when I walk to class, I can like say hi to like 10 people on my way. I know that sounds really simple, but I like that I'm at the point where I know almost everyone in my class. I have relationships with so many people, whether that's like, you know, just class relationships, athletic relationships. Like I'm just able to go talk to so many people, and that means so much to me. And I think it's going to be a little bit scary and a little bit sad to say goodbye to this community, because I'll miss it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for talking with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Triton Talk. We'll see you next time.
Bye.